Level 200 has been achieved. In the last episode I think I was level 189. Thanks to the bestiary update, fishing, more farming and a few other things, I was able to get to level 200 without actually doing the Blaze Slayer like I planned. Basically the recent bestiary rework gave standard players the bestiary XP, and it would be a cool update, but it didn't actually unlock the bestiary for us. So we got some XP based on how our bestiary progress would look like if it was unlocked on standard, but we cannot get more XP than that. So if you gain permanent XP from bestiary during the update day, you cannot get more than that, until they make bestiary work properly on standard. I gained about 700 XP. Besides that, I leveled up my garden to 15 soon after the last video. Right now I am far beyond level 15. According to the Sky Honey mod, I am currently level 20 already. I am also done with grinding compost because I unlocked the last 2 plots. It was a money sink for a long time, but now I can just focus on visitors and getting money. I buy the composter upgrades after I get all the farming fortune upgrades. Speaking of crop upgrades, recent update made them way cheaper. I already have all upgrades at level 8 and a few at level 9. Before crop upgrades I managed to get the green thumb 5 on all 4 pieces of equipment. So after all crop upgrades I started investing copper into the composter upgrades. Composter upgrades are really expensive, but they give a ton of Skyblock XP. Admins also update the crop milestones. You no longer have to grind 1 billion wheat. Max milestone is adjusted to each crop, so you only need about 110 million wheat. All milestones now take about 1000 hours instead of 5000, so I may actually max all out at some point. I need a ton of money either way. I want to grind 2 billion coins for the accessory back upgrades, probably another 2 billion for booster cookies, and then another 2 billion in preparation for dungeons. Dungeons will probably get added at some point. I also need a ton of money for slayers. So the current plan is to max out all the crop milestones. That should at least get me close to end of money for everything. I own 2 personal compactors 7000, but I am still missing a few compactor slots to get everything in there. So I crafted another compactor. It's just the personal compactor 6000 because I ran out of redstone blocks, but that's enough for now. They also made it so you can now just disable your compactors, which is a very nice little feature. There also was another pretty good update, especially for standard. A new command was added, the /gfs. It allows you to get any amount of items from sacks without opening the sacks menu. It is very useful for emerald trading. It sped up trading greatly, so I decided that it's a good time to do some trading. I grinded for multiple hours to search for good trades. I was looking for the parrot and jellyfish. I got very unlucky, and after curing about 60 villagers I managed to only get the parrot trade, and still no jellyfish. Jellyfish isn't that important, it's just for the Skyblock XP, like the turtle bot. I might try to get it before the EP ends, so I will use the XP boost to level it up. Curing villagers is really simple when you have the Reaper scythe. You just need zombie villager souls and then you can just cure the summons. Especially efficient with the Reaper mask. The bigger problem is the fact that you have to max out the villager, which takes somewhere around 3000 emeralds traded. Most of the time I was spending emeralds on useless items. But along with maxing them, I also got the tree protection book and a few wood singularities. So these emeralds didn't all go to waste. I need that tree protection book to beat the Blaze Slayer. I also need the wood singularity to craft the annihilation cloak. I spent many hours on getting somewhere around 700 enchanted emeralds for both the parrot pet and the wither artifact. The wither artifact is the most expensive item you can get from villagers, and has no use besides some Skyblock XP and a bit of magical power. It costs 375 enchanted emeralds. Besides buying the wither artifact, I also gained 32 extra emeralds, so I could craft the upgraded version of the spider talisman. Right now I am only missing golden jerry artifact, which is stuck behind grinding a ton of jerrys during the jerry mirror. He comes every 4 months, so that takes quite some time. Bingo relic requires a ton of bingo grind. I don't really like bingo, so I'm not planning to do it anytime soon. Pulse ring upgrades, I might go for it once the bestiary comes out, because it will require me to fish a lot. Odger's diamond tooth is gonna unlock itself once I am done with theory fishing. And despite level 9 enderman, I am still missing the ender relic upgrade. I got quite unlucky and didn't get it. I have to grind enderman in the future. And besides accessories, I am still missing 11 New Year cakes to fill out the bag. The parrot and the other 2 pets cost 312 enchanted emeralds per one. I still have to buy the jellyfish pet and upgrade my emerald minion to tier 11. But for now I am done with trading. To get a ton of emeralds efficiently, you want to get the lowest cocoa beans trade you can. I was extremely lucky to get the 85 cocoa per emerald trade. which is the best possible. It also came as the second trade, so it is less mouse movement when trading. Because it is in the middle and you want to click the 10 emeralds button. After buying the pirate pet, I used some cane to level it up for longer gold potions. The RP Mayor is here, so I'll finish that soon. Speaking of the RP, I am currently earning 29 Zealot minions to get massive amount of hyper catalysts. I decided not to go for mining XP from ice minions and instead used Zealot minions for that. These are way slower, but you always need more hyper catalysts. So I'm gonna get mining 60 at some point in the future. The RP is amazing for hyper catalysts. I have no idea how much I started with, but I am pretty sure I gained at least 50 stacks of hyper catalysts. I'm not gonna use them for a few grinds that are left. I have crafted Voiding Minion tier 10 and I am already getting close to tier 11. I get a lot of obsidian from Zealot minions along with the hyper catalyst grind, so it is free for me. Recently Siren from experiments was added. It's not that rare, so I managed to get all 3 already. It speeds up during experiments and also gave me 15 Skyblock XP, which is nice. I also got Giant Slayer 7 from experiments. It's worth around 100 million coins on Classic, but on Standard there isn't that much use for it. I might save it for the future. I also gained another social level, and I am getting close to level 22. Big thanks to everyone who's coming to my island and AFKing there. I'm gonna get to 25 eventually. In preparation for Blaze I did the Wolf Slayer. I already had level 9 for over a year, but I did it before the update came. And this update added the Furball Power Stones. It is the best Power Stone for the Blaze Slayer before I dropped 9 Power Stones from the Blaze itself. Wolf Slayer used to not take magic damage, now it does, so I can just one-shot it with the Ink Wand. One-shotting spell lets you skip the pup's phase. It takes about 30 seconds to summon the boss and then just less than 2 seconds to kill it. Wolves just get into the hole, because above me is the Mount Grinder designed to spawn wolves only. To spawn only the wolves you need the 1-block tall platforms that are lit up and the taiga biome. It took me only 2 hours to get the 9 Power Stones thanks to Atriox. Power Stones also give extra 15 Skyblock XP per power unlocked. I am adding the Power Stones to the standard spreadsheet, I feel like it belongs there. I did a lot of Blaze preparations, but in the end the recent update most likely killed our chance at gaining Blaze. One small change in the sea of patch notes made it really hard now. The Gyrokinetic Wand no longer can save you from Blaze's damage. It is still possible to beat Blaze, but it won't be as efficient and will cost a lot of saving graces. We'll see how it goes in the future, for now I have other things to take care of. I also did a ton of trophy fishing. During trophy fishing I managed to get the diamond slackfish before getting the gold one, which is quite nice. But slackfish fishing isn't the worst one. I use the design by Namely. It's the best way of getting slackfish on standard, you just fall for 20 seconds to ensure that you get a quick slackfish. Slackfish was the last gold I needed for the golden armor. Now I have great gear to go for all the diamond fish. Karate is definitely worse than Slack. You have to punch 20 times each rod cast, which is potentially around 2 million clicks to get the PT Karate fish. I am currently at over 200 Karate fish with no luck. I also did some obfuscated fishing and had to get obfuscated 1 and 2 from the PT system. Recent update made it so obfuscated 1 dropped by corrupted mobs counts. That means I kind of wasted a few hours on fishing up 1000 obfuscated 1 fish, because you have to use the crafted bait that halves the fishing speed. Besides those I got all other diamond fish but obfuscated 3, vanille, skeleton, karate and goldfish. Skeleton fish isn't a problem at all, but the rest will require a lot of fishing if I won't get lucky. Yet another nice bug fix was related to high fishing speed, making you fish slower. Bobbing time enchant was bugging out on standard while fishing in water. I hope that is fixed, so I'm gonna add the enchant to my Magmaloid set. I need to do more winter fishing for the bugs because I am lacking some gifts. I crafted just 1 for now. It's not a big boost, but better than nothing. As I did some trophy fishing, I also finished my magma fish collection. So now I am missing only red sand. That isn't a problem, I just have to place down a minion for some time, which I'm gonna do after Derby. Chili pepper collection is still far away, and gemstone collection, as I mentioned in the last episode, is probably gonna stay unfinished until standard gets some updates related to gemstones, because fishing is way too slow. Besides the progress on standard, there is big news. My internet connection has been finally fixed. I asked you guys if I should do some Iron Man grind, and the polls result are pretty much how I myself feel like. I could do Iron Man, but I am leaning towards full focus on Standard. The farming milestone update made it actually possible to get all milestones maxed, so I may go for it. I have a lot of things left to do, so I'll focus on Standard right now. You can expect some kind of a stream in the future. That's it for this video, you can check out the whole series in this playlist. See ya.